What? Hello, folks. Welcome to the show. I was just commenting on nothing much. My facial hair. I've lost my shaving bag. I move around so many different places in cars. I can't find what I've done with it. I don't know where it is. It's in one of my places, but I just can't find my shaving bag. So I suppose I'll have to buy a new electric razor. Let's set up a GoFundMe page and see if I can get George Soros to contribute towards it, shall we? Georgie, send me some money. I need a new razor. Um, What have you been up to this week? Any breakthroughs with anybody? Have you had anything wow happen that you want to share? Let me know. I'm opening up, you can't see it, but this is my little bag of incense I brought back from Jordan, which I've absolutely become, oh my God, it's so good. It's frankincense, Frankenstein. It's Frankenstein. So I'm going to light this. I can't use that hand. If I tell you, you'd just think I'm being ridiculous, but I'll tell you anyway, because you know, we know each other a long time. We can share these things. Okay, there's the incense. Looks like a candle, doesn't it? Yeah, get that burning. Given myself carpal, what do you call it? Carpal syndrome? Carpal tunnel syndrome? Always a weird word that. Here on this wrist. And do you know why? How? It's from editing, using the mouse and editing. I do that much editing on the stuff that I'm filming. I'm going to have to hire somebody else to do it. I can't do it. I can't tie shoelaces with this hand now because it was getting better. Then I've done something and then it's got worse. And I don't think the gym is helping either. So I'm going to have a couple of days off from the gym and hopefully it'll heal up. Where are we going tonight? What are we going to talk about tonight? I've actually decided to start using some videos now because my algorithms have changed. I've been getting some very good spiritual stuff. So I've made notes of them. I'm going to show you some videos tonight, guys, as well as have a little chat about them because yeah, I found some good ones. And this is what happens. I've been spending a lot of time with this woman, Shima, that I was doing the Akashic records. Well, I wouldn't say a lot of time. I had coffee with her yesterday for 2.5 hours, which just kind of happens. Do you have Do you have friends like that where you just meet up and you just keep going off and veering all over the place like a drunken driver heading down a ski slope backwards? You'll start off on one subject and you're all the way over here and then you'll come back again to this. And the great thing is, it's kind of lonely out there when you don't have somebody that can be on the same wavelength and frequency and talk about the same things. Most of my friends have I can talk about some of it, but I can't get into a lot of it. They just go, where are you going with that? Um, so there's not many people I can get right into it with. She is definitely one of them. Her acquired knowledge is greater than mine, so I'm always trying to extract things and a lot of confirmation. When I get to be in front of people that smart, I like to do the confirmation. I'm going to turn off the heating system. It's hot in here, yeah. So you can see I'm actually wearing jeans. I'm not sitting in my pajamas, my teddy bear pajamas in the studio. I am fully dressed. Are you wearing teddy bear pajamas, Mahoney? Um, so a lot of the stuff we talk about is pretty good, and a lot of things just pop up. I'll tell you one thing that popped up was full disclosures coming in 2027. Tonight, outside in the sky here in southern Spain, it's crazy with ships. Do you want to start off by seeing some of those pictures? So a lot of people have been sending me pictures of the cloud formations, and if you don't know what they look like, I will show you this sort of stuff. Wait, they're just downloading now. This, yeah, these are sent to me from she, but she lives a different part of town from me. Yeah, that's a good one now. I'm going to show you that one because I noticed this, and weirdly at the same time, I said, "Hey, have you look up? Have you seen what's going on?" So I'll show you what I'm talking about. This is when we talk about ships in the sky, this sort of stuff. Look at it. Can you see that? How round it is? You know, all of this here, all of this here, all of this here. When you get these strange cloud formations like that, they're anomalies. Yeah, yeah. So we were talking about that, and then I came up in conversation. 2027 is she's talking about full disclosure being prevalent in people's consciousness when more and more people are talking about it. We're also talking about Ashtar in the high command. Few of the spiritual women, I know Elena Danan's talking about him a lot. She was going for she was apparently meeting him. Was it just before, just after Christmas? I didn't follow up with that. I should give her a call actually, or send her a text message to see what happened there. Um, I'm going to start prepping some of these vids. So we've got them. And then we can talk about them as they come along. That one. Um, this one's also a good one. These are going to help you on your journey, my opinion. I came across these were good, but I'll come back to those. Let's have a little chat about a couple of other things. Um, One of the biggest things about, I'm burning up here. It's really hot in the studio tonight. Why is it so hot in here? One of the biggest things I get asked about, oh yeah, is releasing anger. Sorry, guys. How do you release anger, David? How do you get rid of it? Why am I so angry all the time? How can I release this feeling of always being angry at a certain situation? It's one of the hardest things to do, really, to give forgiveness when you know somebody's deliberately hurt something or done something against you. But the energy of love is so overwhelmingly powerful. Let's go back a bit and talk about that so this will understand about this. All right. So, how many times have you been in a road rage situation and the guy or the woman's got out of the car and started screaming at you, and then, you asshole, you took my parking space or you cut me up, and then you've actually gone back and answered with aggression, and the situation has just escalated and got out of control. Yeah. But how many times have you actually responded with love? Replay the same situation in your head where they say, hey, you asshole, you cut me up, instead of saying, well, why didn't you learn how to drive? Instead of that, say something along the lines of, you know what? I'm so sorry. I didn't get much sleep last night, or I'm late for work, or my baby's been crying and I can't sleep, or my husband was ringing me, or whatever. But if you say, I'm so sorry, I didn't even notice I'd done that, and I know how stressful it is. I don't like it when people do it to me, so I want to say, I'm so sorry. Didn't mean to do it. And the minute you do that, they're not gonna continue on the regressive stance. They might say something along the lines of, well, yeah, you should be sorry and don't do it again. They'll walk away. But most times they'll see it as a genuine share of emotion and a connection between one person to another, one human to another. And then they'll say, yeah, I'm sorry too, because I overreacted. I'm having a bad morning as well. Hey, have a good day, ma'am, or have a good day, sir. I would say 70% of the time that people will respond also apologizing, saying something along those lines. And they'll say, hey, you know what? I didn't mean to. What am I doing? I'm sorry. You go, you take the parking, you go in front of me, you can have that. And that's the way that love works when you respond with love on this energy, because it wraps itself around negative. And it's like an instant calming effect on it. You cannot be angry at someone who's just responding with love. De-escalation. Exactly. De-escalating it. So if someone responds with love, you can't still be angry at them. What are you going to say? You fucker, you told me that you're sorry. And how dare you say you're sorry, you bastard. You can't do it. So the entire energetics behind the emotion of love in all of its forms. I'm not just talking about, I love you, baby, I'll see you later tonight, or I really love that pistachio ice cream cheesecake. It's amazing. It's not the same sort of love. In English, we have the same word for love throughout. I love you, I love that, I love them, I love this. In Spanish, they have a lot of different words for it. Te quiero, te amo, te adoro. they have several words to describe the emotion. But where I'm going with this is when you share and wrap hatred and anger with love, it doesn't survive. It kills it. And this is the same thing about when you're angry about someone or something. Someone's hurt you, betrayed you, cheated on you, lied to you, stole from you, and you're angry. You want them to feel pain and karma. But if you respond with love and dash out the love and spread it all over the place, um, someone just said something. I'm going to go back to that. That's weird. You said that. Stone of Destiny. Let me get back to that. Ah. Hmm. Um, it has to dissolve it. So when you are in a constant state of being pissed off and angry, and a lot of people are, you have to respond with love and you have to forgive them. And trust me, it's a very difficult one to swallow. I really seriously struggled with it. It didn't take that long for me, maybe 2 months, 3 months, but to forgive, to say, you know, that's your choice. Because people make life choices and you get hurt by them, but ultimately you got to smile because it's like, oh man, I would not like to be doing that. And it's not that you want vengeance. It's just, I don't want that on my conscience. I'll give you an example. Last night I went for dinner and I looked behind me and there was one of the cars that I've got is, for those that know cars, it's a Lexus 430. I don't drive it. It's probably the best car anybody has ever made. It's from 2005, this car, right? But Lexus came out with a Mercedes beating LS 430. They came out with the 400 first, but the 430 was the next one. It's an amazingly beautiful car, smooth car, and it's not very pretty, but the engineering is second. There isn't anything better. That car will do 500,000 miles on the same engine as long as you change the oil. I don't use it. I bought it because I wanted one. And the guy I bought it off has been contacting me saying, I want to buy it back. I missed it. I said, okay, come and buy it. It's here. Hardly used it. Now, the point I'm making is there's a center little hubcap that goes over the wheel nuts. Really hard to find. I looked down yesterday and there's one right next to me, exactly the same car, different color, but he had those wheels on it. I said, oh, that's what I need, one of these hubcaps. And my friend said, well, there's no one around, just take that. I said, oh, no, you can't do that. I said, I'm not doing that. I'd rather hunt for it and buy it because that's the sort of energetics that just carries on. But there's also something in there saying, is it wrong? Yes, it's wrong. But how do you know it's wrong? My friend started challenging me. I said, well, it's stealing. He says, yeah, but you're just following somebody else's rules. If you want something, you're supposed to just go get it. I said, yeah, but there's energy and he had a point though. How do we know it's wrong? I'm going to write that down too. We'll go back to that. Just because it tells us in the Bible, I have a couple of videos that are going to explain about the rules and, because things like institutions like the Catholic Church and the Protestant Church lay down rules that you're not, Catholic Church says every time you are intimate with your wife, if she gets pregnant, you can't plan contraception. Or and then the Protestant religion allows you to say, okay, look, we shouldn't really have any more kids. We have enough. We've been blessed. Let's find some solution so we don't fall pregnant again, darling. So very similar religions, but that's quite a huge difference. Catholics, no contraception, no condoms, no pills. It's all in the hands of God. Protestants, you can use what you want. So I'm veering off now. How do we know what's good and bad? Good and bad. Following somebody else's rules, like the Catholic Church. Now, somebody said in the comments that I've got a beef for the Catholic. I don't have a beef for the Catholic Church. I don't. I am just anybody that's repressing people's freedoms. I think they've got billions and billions of from property and wealth that they've acquired over the years because of devout Catholics leaving them estates and lands. Yet, they don't use that money and end poverty and do huge projects in Africa for feeding the starving. I'm sure they do some stuff, but they could do a lot more. Don't tell me the Vatican isn't sitting on billions. Vatican Bank, how much do they actually do? They might send a few priests out to Africa to bless and teach, but they could be sending billions and using the money that way, but they don't. They don't. Anyway, I'm going to show you a couple of videos on that in a minute, and we'll go back to it. But somebody brought up the Stone of Destiny. Now, how many people we got on tonight? It's slow, isn't it? These lives are, but they all watch it later. The Stone of Destiny, yes, I know all about it. I've researched it, and actually, I can't talk about it because I just can't talk about it. And that's all I can say. I can't tell you why. I can't tell you who was involved. I can't tell you what happened to it. I can't talk about it. But I do know about it. And so does somebody else we know. Very much so. So is it safe? Kind of. Is the end? I can't talk about it, guys. So I should have just ignored that, actually, shouldn't I? I should have just let that go. But I'm not the right person to ask about that. Use your common sense. If you want to find out, ask somebody else about it. I'll pass the buck, hit the tennis ball back across the net. Anywho, let's get back on that. You want to see a video while I have a sip of tea? I'll put a video on, yeah. That's thrown me that question. That's like, I'll tell you what is thrown about it because one of my incarnations is all about that Stone of Destiny, very, very, very much. And I've been chasing that story for 5 years, a bit longer, and I'm very rooted deeply in that whole thing. And yeah, can't say more. I'm sorry, guys, I can't say more. But that stone, hmm. It's around. It's still around, but it isn't what you think it is. That stone that they held in Edinburgh Castle, saying it's the Stone of Destiny, that's bullshit. It's not. That's currently Australia, I think. I think they took it to Australia. The fake Stone of Destiny. Camera's gone out of focus. Yeah. Oh man, such a good cup of tea. I wish you were here. I would share it with you. All right, let me get a video up and we will move on. Is that what I'm looking for now? Yes, this is going to help you because this is some sort of teacher, and she's talking about signs of you having timeline jumps because the timeline jumps came up the other day. Have a look.
Of a life-changing timeline jump, I've noticed there are 3 things that happen to everybody. Myself, the people I coach, even strangers I meet when they tell me like the moment that there was a major shift that happened in their life and what was going on beforehand. Let me know if you have any of these 3 going on right now because I have them all. You have a heightened discomfort for the familiar, the job, people in your life. You have very low tolerance for BS, fakeness, even clothes that you wear, makeup, hairstyle, whatever it is. It's like something is not fitting. And it's because the universe has turned up the volume on your discomfort because it's not meant for you anymore. You have an inner tug of war going on. It's like you have all these 70 personalities that are manic. So you have excitement, you have doubt, you have fear, you have happiness, you have elation, you have frustration. But underneath it all, there's a current that you just have this deep knowing that you can't really put into words, that something is shifting and you almost think you're kind of losing it and maybe you're just imagining it. But then there's part of you that knows that's not the case. This is when it's happening. And this one always blows me away. Old cycles resurface one last time and it can make you feel like you're going backwards. It's really testing you. You might even be drawn to it. It really causes you anguish and confusion. But what's happening is it's the universe saying, are you sure you want to move forward? When you're on the brink of a life-changing...
I'm going to do a live chat from the side of a pool. I think that's a cool thing to do. Great points, though, isn't it? So you ask yourself, are you on the verge of an awakening moment? And the timeline jumps is when you're jumping forward through the loop gates. A lot of people get this confused. Any questions coming up, guys? You seem to be pretty quiet tonight. Pretty quiet. The timeline loops. I've got another video. Where is that one? Um, this one, this one, this one, this one. This one is a good one because if you've got somebody who's just kind of going through all of this, the 6 stages of waking up. I found this video very, it's a kind of good for beginners, but there's some points in here that you will remind you of which gates that you're going through, which section of your journey are you in. Have a listen.
You're probably in one of these stages. Number one, holy shit. You realize the world is run by psychopathic pedophiles and that everything is fake, staged, and that nothing is what you were told it was. This stage involves endless rabbit hole research and the mindset is despair. Stage 2, we need to burn the system down. This stage is all about fighting the system. You want to expose it, protest against it, shout about it. It includes marches, arguments, and trying to wake people up. The mindset of this phase is anger, which at this stage is necessary because it creates action. Number 3, escape. You realize fighting the agenda is impossible, so instead you try to escape it. The plan is to live completely outside the system. Solo homestead, total self-sufficiency, prep for collapse. The mindset for this stage is fear, even if it feels like independence. Number 4, reality check. You realize that there's no such thing as living completely outside the system, and that even the most self-sufficient setup turns into nothing but a 24/7 grind, and that you're not actually free. You've just swapped being a slave to the system for being a slave to your own system. The freedom you were chasing still isn't there. The mindset for this stage is confusion. The plan needs to change. Number 5, clarity. This is when things shift. You realize the system itself is neutral and can be used for good or bad. It's basically just a big game and everyone is playing it whether they know it or not. So instead of fighting or trying to disappear, you learn the rules. You stop being scared, you stop reacting, and you play the game intelligently. The mindset here is responsibility. You can't control the agenda, but you can control how you respond to it. And lastly, number 6, the bigger picture. You realize that freedom isn't an individual achievement, it's a team sport. You acknowledge that we're facing a worldwide agenda and that a worldwide agenda needs a worldwide solution. So now the focus is connection, building networks, starting or supporting land and community projects, and joining with others to create the new world. The mindset for this stage is faith, because you realize you don't get rid of darkness by fighting it, you just turn the light on. And guys, no matter where you are on your journey, if you're awake, there is a place for you inside the Wild Minds Network. If you want to check it out, just comment join and I'll send you the link. If you've woken
Good points on there too. So which stage are you at? Whereabouts are you on that particular journey? What do you reckon? 1, 2, you must be way past 1. I've spilt my tea everywhere, by the way, during the break. All over. The cup is too big. It's all over me. Where are you on your journey on that? Have you come to any particular number yet? Number 6? I liked what he said about, when you say, I'm going off grid. There's a girl I know called Celeste. I think she watches sometimes. Celeste, I haven't seen her for ages, but she used to come to the meetings with Charlie and myself when we started during COVID. And she was living off grid. And I was like, isn't that a lot of work? She's like, you've no idea, Mahoney, how much work it is. Like, you're getting up at dawn. It's like constantly something to do. And then as the seasons change, you're battling the summer heat and there's enough water, then all the animals. And now it's quite cold, actually. Last few days here, it's been sunny in the daytime, but in the late evening, late afternoon, and into the early evening, it has got substantially chilly, I've noticed. I had a cashmere jumper and a little hoodie on when I went out earlier. But it is nothing like what the rest of Europe is, so I'm very happy about that. What else have I got on the list there? Releasing anger. Did we finish that? Is there enough done about that? Do you feel like we covered that enough? You've got to release the anger about that you're holding on. I'm going to show you these other guys' videos because he actually gets the way that he describes it is way better than I can. Where is he? Is this it? Back into the videos, chasing. Yeah, this is it. So I've just come across this. I think he's Australian. Let me just double check. Why you can't receive the life you ask for, according to science. Now, this guy's got a really nice little niche here. I like the way he's putting these videos together. Not sure about his cowboy hat, but check it out. I like the way he explains things. I think I've got 3 videos here, which is going to help you. So sit back and absorb this.
You are not blocked because the universe is ignoring you. You're blocked because your body doesn't feel safe for the life you are asking for. And manifestation isn't about desire, it's about capacity. Your nervous system must feel safe enough to hold what you're asking for, otherwise your mind will reject it. So if your subconscious mind is wired with fear, unworthiness, and past disappointment, you project those patterns into your reality. So you attract your emotional history. And when opportunities show up, you sabotage, doubt, and pull back, because survival mode always overrides desire. When you regulate your nervous system and rewire your subconscious to feel safe with more, you create capacity, and the life you ask for can feel safe enough to land.
Did you get that? So you attract your emotional history. So what you've been focusing on, I've got three of them. I think he's actually from South Africa. I can hear it like a little, maybe a South Africa, but not so easy to detect, eh? But what he said there was basically what you're vibrating is what you attract. If you've got emotional trauma still in your life, like you're suspicious of people, you don't trust anybody, and you think they're up to something, then these sort of people are going to come into your life. Now, I got told this the other day, and I didn't like to hear it, because betrayal and deception is what I've been given a lot in my life. And it's because I attract it. You know, I'm waiting for people to betray me and, to deceive me. And it's happened. I can't tell you how many times. There's not many people I've met that haven't let me down, really. That's how bad it is. Everybody, I'm watching the incense, by the way, in case it catches fire. I've got it on a piece of paper there. But he's right with what he says. If you're still full of emotional trauma, which because you can't clear because you're still full of anger and you haven't smothered it in love and forgiveness and understanding and compassion, then you're going to continue attracting these things into your life again with the trauma history that you've got. I'm going to go and get another one from him now. Oh, excuse me. Where did that come from? That's him there. Here's another one, pretty sure. Yeah. How the universe warns you through your nervous system. I watched about 5 of these today, and I put 3 in for viewing tonight to help us understand.
The universe does not respond to what you want. It reflects what your body believes is safe. So your nervous system is the antenna. When it's wired in survival, such as states as fight, flight, and freeze, it transmits vibrations such as fear, scarcity, and chaos. Your subconscious mind seeks confirmation. It attracts people and experiences that are matching your internal state. The universe is neutral. It mirrors your vibration that you're sending out. If your nervous system equates peace with danger, you will subconsciously create conflict just to feel safe. When you regulate your nervous system, your frequency rises, and the universe, like a mirror, finally reflects back the safety and alignment you have built within. The
safety and alignment that you've built within. Is this resonating with you guys? Are you getting this? It's not over your heads, no? So I think he's very good. Let's have a look at some of the comments. Yes, it's good. Ed likes it. Maria Davis likes it. Yes, 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 yes. I am pretty grounded. Because the only problem is with this stuff, it's really hard to put into your daily use, because if you're constantly coming across assholes all the time, they're just giving you this sort of attitude, it's really difficult to stay positive, isn't it? And I know what it's like. It's super hard to sort of keep forgiving and turn the other cheek. But you have to plow on. You've got to keep doing it. But this sort of information coming through from these people is very helpful, because, and I guarantee it all goes back to that emotion, which is love. You've got to get focused on it. And it always goes back to that. Even though you try to veer off it, it always comes back to it, because you've got to respond with love. When people hurt, you respond with love. Shower them, send them love and send them light, saying, look, I hope you find it. That's great. Enjoy. You ran away with a babysitter. I hope you and him, you and her have a great life together. Go. Enjoy. Don't worry about the picking up your stuff from my place. Although we've been living together for years, I know that I went out for a couple of days away in business and you ended up with a babysitter. But all right, we'll figure it out. It's so hard to do. Really, you want to kill a babysitter, don't you? And then kill that person for messing about with a babysitter. That's based on a true story somebody told me recently. I was like, what? Is that meant? No, it's true. That's true. Shit. I came across this the other day and I forgot to tell you on the last one. Three simple rules, this is called, yeah? And love is nothing without action. So if you're in love with somebody, you have feelings for somebody, or you've fallen out of love with somebody, it doesn't have any power until you take action and you do what you're supposed to do with it, whether to act on it and share it, express it, make sure somebody knows that you feel it. It has nothing without action. You have to take action with love. Otherwise, it just sits there. It doesn't get used. And love is something that you need to use. Yeah? You need to use it. The second one is trust is nothing without proof. Yeah, do you trust me? I trust you. Then I want to see it. I want to see it. Well, how do you prove that? Well, I'm going to leave my phone there. If you trust me, you don't have to follow me. You don't have to say where have I been and when am I going and what time I'm coming back and what's this on the joint account statement that I've been purchasing. Trust needs to be shown. You need to have it proved. And it works from your side too. If you're going to trust that person, show it. Enjoy the night out. Go to dinner with your friends. I'm not saying you should be stupid. Saying, sure, yeah, you're going out with a Chippendale at the next Chippendale. It's just a friend. Sure, off you go. Yeah, yeah, yeah. What do you mean you're going to Thailand with the boys for 2 weeks? All your friends that are single, apart from you, you're going to Thailand with them for 2 weeks. No, that's not going to work for me. Don't be an idiot. But the trust doesn't work without proof. And it comes from both sides. Trust is a massive part of any relationship. And once the trust is gone, trust is like a crystal glass. Once it's broken, you might be able to put it back together, but it's never going to be as strong. It's always going to be fragile. And once the trust is broken, it's one of the hardest things to repair in any friendship or relationship. If trust is not there, you might as well put your suitcase by the front door because you'll be leaving. Two-way street, someone's put, yeah, Jackie. You're right, two-way street. I haven't had a lot of bad experiences with trust on my side. I tend to trust people. This is going to sound arrogant, but I'm saying, listen, if you find someone that can entertain you more or keep you intellectually stimulated or you can have more fun with, or you find better suited for you, then off you go. No woman in my life has ever found anybody that's been better. They've always fucked it up and left and ended up marrying or being with somebody who was like, who you kidding here? I know exactly what you're doing. And no, it's really nice, this guy. Yeah, really? You like that, dear? You like having to go to rehab meetings with him and his wife? That's a true story. Ex of mine got back with her high school, married him after she broke up with me. He had 3 kids from his wife, who was a crack addict, and she's in and out of jail. So he's either in jail or a halfway house, and she has to now take his daughters to visit the mom in halfway houses. I'm like, you can't tell me that this is that you've loved this guy and you're going to put it. No, you got yourself into that situation, and off you go. This is it. Without trust, you can't have a relationship. It's a fragile crystal glass and you need to respect it. So it's one of the first things you have to establish if you're getting into that is the trust situation. These are things I've learned the hard way, folks. And I know most of my audience is up in the 40s and 50s. And maybe we shouldn't even be bothered talking about it. It just seems to be a waste of time. But it doesn't matter because somewhere out there's usually somebody that says, you know what, David, you jogged something in my memory, or you just pushed me to make the right decision. I do get those messages. If you go on YouTube and have a look, you'll see the results that we're getting from sharing these videos out there. Yeah, I can't think of one single person I've ever thought, wow, I'd love to meet her new boyfriend, our new husband. He seems amazing. I'd love to go for coffee with them. They would never go for coffee with me. No, no. Um, the last part of that one, sorry means nothing without change. Are you going to change? Sorry, you know, this is what probably my favorite out of all three of these because sorry is a word that I don't accept people to use. And I'll tell you why. Sorry is a momentary lack of concentration. You ping the car when you're backing out or in the driveway. You drop a glass, you accidentally bump into somebody as you're turning around at the airport. That's a sorry. Sorry is not acceptable or sorry, I fell into that woman and got her pregnant. I'm sorry. I was walking along and I tripped over and all my clothes fell off and she ended up being pregnant. I'm sorry that I had a 6-month affair where I was texting messages to my boss at work. And when I told you I was going for a secretarial course, I was really going away for the weekend with him. These situations are not sorry. These situations are way beyond that word sorry. A sorry is a momentary lack of concentration. Okay? That's how you use the word sorry. Oh shit, I'm sorry I didn't call you. I've totally forgot. That's sorry. Oh, I'm sorry I slept with your sister several times. I'm sorry that while you were away deployed in the army, I had an affair with your father and now I'm carrying his child, not yours. I'm sorry. Not a sorry, okay? So sorry is nothing without change. So what are you going to change? What are you going to change when you use the word sorry? I'll give you a good example of my own life. I got told off earlier this week because I never text somebody. They said, every time I see you, we catch up, we have a great time. And they said, text me, ring me, let's meet again. I said, yeah, I will. I never do. It's because I forget to do it. I just don't get around to thinking, I have to send a message. Shan. It's the girl I did the Mahoney Live with. And I haven't seen her for ages. How's it going? How's your life? How's your boyfriend? All of that shit. She said, yeah, you always say that. You call me back. You never do. I'm like, well, you should reach out to me. No, I'm not going to reach out to you. She's not like that. But that happens. I'm guilty of bad texting with friends that I haven't seen for ages. And it's because I'm so busy. People don't understand how busy I am, how busy it is. I wake up now, it's actually got a little bit better. I'm now waking up around 5 as opposed to 3:30. So I've managed to get an extra hour and a half sleep in there, which I can feel the difference in. So from 3:30 to 5 a.m., I'm waking up now every day. And it doesn't get daylight till 8:30 in the morning here in Spain. So it's a long ass wait from 5 a.m. to 8:30, believe me, when you like this. And I don't spend hours scrolling aimlessly on looking for videos. No. So love is nothing without change. What are you willing to change to keep the sorries from coming back? Because if you do have a sorry, I didn't text you, I'm sorry, babe. Oh my, I forgot to pick up that. Oh shit, is it your birthday? I'm so sorry. See, that's a sorry, but it's a bit of a bigger one. Uh, Crystal says, "Oh my God, I feel exhausted and stressed listening to all these complications. I feel happy on my own and my freedom and mates." Yeah, I'm the same. I'm the same. I was listening to my friend's complications last night. I was going, and then what happened? And then what happened? And then what happened? So, we'll move on. But these are all tips for people out there in the ether. Wherever this video goes and you end up watching it, these are tips for you. If this resonates with you, this message is for you. Go to somebody for sure. It'll go to someone. So let's show you another couple of videos, shall we? Let me put them up first and get rid of that. What's that? Done that one. Um, 3 signs God is elevating you to impact the masses. Because I do believe out there, there's people in this group that are watching have got a much bigger destiny than you know, in my opinion. And this is something that you could use and see if it resonates with you.
God is elevating you to impact the masses. Number one is betrayal. Before you quantum leap your next level of visibility, God will show you people's shadow side, which means God will separate the people who are not meant to come along for the ride. Maybe they got you to this point, but they ain't coming with you to the finish line, which means the deeper the betrayal trauma, the greater the impact you're about to make. Sign number two, God will delay your desire. This is actually a spiritual initiation to see how much uncertainty you can hold. It's really easy to access creator consciousness when everything's going in your favor. But what about when you're in the pressure cooker, when things are going backwards? This initiation is designed to stretch your nervous system and your capacity to hold the next level of impact and income, which means the longer the preparation, the greater the abundance flooding in. And sign number three, last but not least, you will experience loss. Loss of finances, loss of people close to you. Because when you're operating on peak alignment, not everyone can join the party. That's often why the more authentic we get, the smaller our inner circle becomes, which means the more loss you experience, the greater the quantum leap. And if you want more support, quantum your highest timeline, comment the word.
She's right, isn't she? You know, you're going to lose a lot of friends along the way. I'm sure we all have. I know I have. There's stuff I don't share online because it's just kind of won't make any impact to you. You're not going to learn anything from it. But trust me, I've lost a lot of people that I never thought I would. And I'm talking family members, all on their own journey. That's it. Cut them loose, let them go. I wish you all the very best. I forgive you, send you love and light on your journey because God is delaying it for us all. He's definitely got planned missions because we're all in this soul family together on different parts of our journey. It's a bit of a quiet one for me tonight. I'm not channeling too deeply tonight. It's kind of quiet. Sometimes he does that. You've seen me over the talking. But tonight he's kind of quiet. I think I know why, though. I think I know why. Yeah, he just said that. Sometimes you're going to let you on your own. That's what I was told. Sometimes you got to walk the path alone. Don't always look for help from me. So, I like those three. We're going to move on. That was from the other day. Didn't have time to talk about that. So that can now be, I'll leave it on the desk. It might be something I need off that. I wanted to talk to you about the same thing with love again. When a lot of people get together, have you seen this Schumann, the frequency when the planet all changes, and then you get all these hippies and plastic light workers saying, "I did a meditation yesterday, and here's a photograph of the Schumann residency, and you can see the exact time that I did it, it spiked." I'm like, who's giving you these details? I'm a bit more scientific than that. When people just send me stuff and expect me to just believe it, like without question. And so, okay, so if I was going to do that and say, look, I did this yesterday and look what happened, I would have some sort of logical backup that you at least make you go, oh, you kind of got a point. But anyway, the reason I'm bringing up the Schumann frequency is that when you need about 100,000 people to get into one big meditation. Imagine 100,000 people all did one big meditation about love. You would feel it. You would feel it. There was a lot of that going on in Iran this week. Mass meditations we were doing to calm things down. And it seems to have worked. The rockets just seems to have stopped, and there seems to be a bit of a lull. Don't know for sure, though, but the power of mass, it's positive thinking. I use the word meditation. I cannot meditate. I've tried how many times? Maybe 20 times I've tried. In fairness, I haven't tried hundreds of times. People say, I've tried hundreds of times, can't meditate. I can't do it. My mind is just too busy, too occupied. I'm going to have a private lesson, though, from an expert in Seville who's a Reiki master, said, I'll teach you how to do it. I was like, yeah, all right, I'll trust you, because putting myself in an meditative state with other people around me, it's like, it's like the song from Metallica, The Sandman, sleep with one eye open. I don't trust anybody's energy messing about, especially after the work I've done to clear my energy. Jesus, the dark shit that people have tried to do to me. It's funny, though, because it didn't work. I hope they spent a lot of money trying to do it because it didn't work. It was a bit of a block. It only worked a little bit, but I had a sabotage um, spell put on me, quite a serious one. It wasn't just a Mickey Mouse one with a load of students that have been watching Harry Potter. I'm talking people, years inside doing this dark magic. So that would have been to sabotage my business and a few other bits and pieces, I presume. That was just the word sabotage, I was told, but it didn't work. It didn't work. My businesses are all working very well. I'm very blessed. That's what I'm saying. So where am I going with that now? Energy. Was it energy? I've forgotten. Shall we move on to a video? I forgot what I was talking about. It's because I keep going in and out. I'm trying to talk on this and then I'm getting that as well. And then it makes me just kind of focus on that. It's a bit of a strange energy from me tonight. It's not 100. Well, we got questions and answers. Let's have a look. Um, uh, 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 uh. Let's have a look. Elizabeth, I'm going to send you my email now so you can get into me. Apologies, please. May I ask for some? Yes, I've got these products now. I can send you a little message now. Elizabeth will put a video on. Not a problem. It's not a problem. Yeah, I've got another couple to share with you.
Masterclass Blue.
That one we've done. Let me go back into here. What's this one again? This is another one from our Aussie or South African friend. We got one more from him. I did say we had three, so here's the third one. Share. Been a while since I've shared videos, isn't it? I haven't done this for a while.
The universe doesn't reward suffering. It responds to the state that your body lives in. So your nervous system, if it's wired to doubt or fear, life is going to keep reflecting back those situations. And when someone identifies as a victim, their subconscious mind programs that I am powerless. And this belief then influences the decisions, boundaries, and what feels possible for that individual. And the nervous system in shutdown or survival looks for safety, not expansion. Even opportunities can feel overwhelming or threatening when the body isn't regulated. And healing, it isn't about denying what happened. It's about restoring your energy. And this can be done through meditation, visualization, and rewiring your beliefs.
Audio, come on. There was all these other message boxes blocking me in. Yeah, again, great tips there. And have you noticed a pattern with this guy, what he's been doing now? The pattern is it's all about how your energies and how your frequencies are and how you're vibrating and how are you feeling and how you're interacting. So no matter what he's talking about, whether it's a manifestation, whether it's on your life journey or whether it's about people around you, it's all about what you haven't cleared, haven't released, haven't forgiven, and how your vibrational frequency is. So it's all from the same pattern from him. It's all from the same source. And he's very right. He's very on target, as they'd say. Until you do all of these things, guys, you keep harping on about it, nothing's gonna change. Nothing. You're not going to attract the job you want, the person you want, the lifestyle you want, until things change internally who you are. Like pets, aren't they? Pets don't go up to horrible, angry people that they can sense. Pets, animals will come up to high vibrational souls. They like you. I'm nearly finished that tea now, so I know we're getting close. What time is it? 10 minutes. 10 minutes. What am I going to do here? 10 minutes with you lot. I know I've got another couple of bids to share. Let me see if what's this one? That one I've seen already. That one we've showed. This one, I really like this one too because, okay, so this ties in America and Egypt. And why am you showing me this, Mahoney? Well, Egypt to me is a very special place. I've got loads of stuff in here from Egypt. I've got Anubis up there, him on coins. I've got Isis, the Eye of Horus. That was a weird afternoon when I was at the temple of the Eye of Horus. My eyesight just went, could see like so far. Animals love me. Cats are fast asleep. My cats are fast. Bang a huge gong next to them. That'll wake them up, Maria. Um, this video, right. Now, it's been pretty much good research that the Smithsonian Museum has hidden a lot of artifacts and truth about what's been going on in the Grand Canyon. So I came across this today, biblical references. Have a listen, see what you think. Is that up?
America was the real old world and the holy land of the Bible. Well, let's break this down because this is mind-blowing. We have Egypt, where the Grand Canyon is, and it's interesting how we see a lot of similarities in the Grand Canyon in Egypt, and they found Egyptian artifacts, and 90% of the Grand Canyon is off limits for exploration. So Utah is Yuda or Judah. The Dead Sea is the Salt Lake. When we talk about the Nile, it actually means the Great River in Greek. So the Mississippi is actually the Nile River in the Bible. When we talk about Lebanon and we talk about Nevada and you look up the meanings, they actually mean the same thing. Now, when we talk about Exodus, it actually took place in America because the Baja Sea is actually the Red Sea. Noah's Ark was made from gopher wood, as mentioned in the Bible, Genesis 6:14, which is indigenous to America. Largest cedars are also found in the Pacific Northwest in America. And this also makes sense for the lumber that they used to build Solomon's temple. Nile River flows into the Egyptian Sea and not the Great Sea. This is exactly why the Mediterranean cannot be the Great Sea. We also can't ignore the fact that Hebrew and Egyptian artifacts have been found throughout America. We have Greece, Babylon, and Rome that are east of the Mississippi. It's interesting because when you start to look into this and you start to understand that our history has been totally, rewritten, inverted on itself, and we've been giving a false version of reality and what our history truly is and where it comes from. They do this to disconnect us with our true origins. They do this to disconnect us with our real ancestors. The truth to everything is always found within, and let me know what you think about this in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, share, and follow for more hidden truth. Love you guys. Peace and love.
Well, the reason I played it is because it's interesting. I can see the similarities with some of those rock formations being Egyptian. But then how do you explain it? They're saying, well, ancient Rome was over here and ancient Rome was over there. Well, how do you explain all of the Roman cities and artifacts and aqueducts that are scattered all around Europe and the Middle East, North Africa? You can't deny that these civilizations were there. But there is something in this Grand Canyon thing, which is the point I wanted to show that by, because they have restricted the entry. You're not allowed to just go wandering down in the Grand Canyon. You can't just say, I'm going to go for a little walk today. Let's go over here, Grand Canyon time, Can't do it. So there is something that they are hiding absolutely there. And it wouldn't surprise me if a lot of this stuff is going to start leaking out slowly but surely. There's definitely something weird going on in the Hoover Dam as well. They've had some time lapse issues there where they put atomic clocks in different parts of the Hoover Dam. And when they went back, they were all off. They were all off. Apparently, there's work crews from the 1920s keep turning up and then disappearing. There's restriction areas underneath the Hoover Dam where you're not allowed to go. Even if you're a site worker, you can't just go where you need to go. There's certain areas that are restricted, and they have time anomalies, which is very interesting. And there's a strange statue and formations on the ground outside, isn't there? I mean, I've been there. I didn't feel anything, but I wasn't no way near awake at the time. So that was probably in 1990, 91, I was there. A long time ago. But there are more mysteries in these places. But then again, people don't do the research. I saw a video today of a guy talking about, did you know that the pyramids in Giza used to be underwater? Well, yeah, because the Nile used to flow right up to it. In the 1700s and the 1800s, there was water right next to the pyramids. Yeah. Do your research. It's because they built the dam, the Aswan Dam. That's why in the water, the line of the Nile changed. It used to go right by the pyramids, but when they dammed it up, they were able to control it and they moved the whole river. So when you go into Cairo, the river runs right through it and it's as straight as an arrow, like that. In fact, it's like that for a long way. Super, super straight. Going through the city. So let me just take care of one little thing. I'm going to show you another message. I've got to put a response to one person is asking for help to buy some supplements. So I am going to send you the link where you can just go on there and get them. Get them. Where is it? Q&A. There we go. And yep. Here we go. We do that one as well. Right, updating the train crash. Good question. Good question. You know what? I was going to put that on the list. Right, southern Spain. There's a train that goes from Malaga, which is an hour from here. It's the nearest city. Train goes from southern Spain to Madrid. It's a high-speed train. It goes at close to 300 kilometers per hour. It jumped the tracks the other day, about an hour and 10 minutes into the journey, and it was doing about 180 kilometers an hour. So 160 kilometers an hour, miles an hour. It jumped the track and it hit another local kind of train, and about 45 people have been killed. Horrendous crash. Now, just because I said 45 people, the amount of injuries, people losing legs and arms, amputee SETI, they were calling it, couldn't get enough medical people out there. They don't know how the accident happened, but what we do know is that is a train that I use at least 4 times a year, that train service. My friend was stuck in Seville. He couldn't get back, so I had to, luckily I had another car up there, so you take that and bring it back, and I'll bring it back to you. So you got a car. But my heart goes out to the families of these people. 100 miles, isn't it? 180 kilometers an hour is about it's about 100 miles an hour. It's about 104 miles an hour if you want to be precise. There you go. But it was going slower than the track has been verified for, that has been a sanction for, because those trains go so fast. Maintenance has been done with French company, because last year a French company got involved with the whole maintenance, but there's going to be a lot of problems over that. People are going to be really twitchy about that shit. That's for sure. But I really feel sorry for the people on there. All they're trying to do is get home to their families, and they get involved in a huge train accident. Not good. What's this one? I got one last video. Chosen ones. This is a bit demonic. I'm not going to show you that. I think if I was going to do that, I'm going to show you that. I would have showed you that at the start, because it's going to leave on a bad note. So I'm going to show you this one as well. Sound frequencies. This is good. I like this one. Here we go. Last video of the night, guys. And we're going to end on a positive note.
Argument is, if sound frequencies can physically arrange sand grains into geometry or restructure water into beautiful crystals, what are your words doing to the cellular structure of your own body?
It changes the way you look at self-talk entirely.
It has to.
If I'm walking around all day muttering, I'm an idiot, I'm so broke, I'm so tired, I'm not just expressing a mood.
You know where this is going.
Yeah.
The argument is, if sound frequencies can physically arrange sand grains into geometry or restructure water into beautiful crystals, what are your words doing to the cellular structure of your own body?
It changes the way you look at self-talk entirely.
It has to.
If I'm walking around all day muttering, I'm an idiot, I'm so broke, I'm so tired, I'm not just expressing a mood.
You know where this is going.
Yeah.
The argument is, if sound frequencies can physically arrange sand grains into geometry or restructure water into beautiful crystals, what are your words doing to the cellular structure of your own body?
It changes the way you look at self-talk entirely.
It has to.
If I'm walking around all day muttering, I'm an idiot, I'm so broke, I'm so tired, I'm not just expressing a mood.
You know where this is going.
Yeah.
The argument is, if sound frequencies can physically arrange sand grains into geometry or restructure water into beautiful crystals, what are your words doing to the cellular structure of your own body?
It changes the way you look at self-talk entirely.
It has to.
If I'm walking around all day muttering, I'm an idiot, I'm so broke, I'm so tired, I'm not just expressing a mood.
You know where this is going.
Yeah.
The argument is, if sound frequencies can physically arrange sand grains into geometry or restructure water into beautiful crystals, what are your words doing to the cellular structure of your own body?
It changes the way you look at.
Sorry, guys. I was just answering a message that started to repeat itself. But this is so true. This is so true because spelling, your words are spells. So if you say, I'm ugly, I'm fat, no one's ever going to love me, I'm never going to find the right person. These are projections that you're going to wish into existence. So you got to be careful with your words and what you talk about and what you wish for, because these words are spells. I am amazing. I'm going to be successful. I'm going to find abundance. I'm going to have an amazing life. This is where you need to be. I'm gorgeous. Yes. You need to use these positive words. It's going to be an amazing day tomorrow. Yeah, it's going to be raining all day. It's still going to be amazing. The rain is amazing. Be positive. Glass is always half full. I'll be back on Friday. I'm going to try to get Nick Sylvester on Friday because the last show I recorded, I don't think I ever told you, it disappeared. I don't know what happened to the recording. So I'll ask him, does he want to come back on? And then we can catch up with Nick and see what he's been doing and what he wants to share. So, guys, have a great week. I'll see you on Friday. I'm going to be in Seville for the weekend. Am I? Yeah, I'm going to go there for the weekend. I fancy it, getting out of town for a bit. And I hope you enjoy the show wherever you are in the world. If you're looking for more, go to the YouTube channel. It's called Talking with Mahoney. You'll see all the latest stuff there. This is going to be posted there. And I look forward to seeing you all on Friday, bright and shiny. Have a great week. Bye-bye.